What makes good merchandise? Is it novelty or simplicity? What merchandise should artists invest in, and what should they consider? I'm Sunny, and you're about to find out.
Hi, I'm Tasha. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Terrible. We help artists design, source, and sell products to their fans. And we do it with the aid of a platform called Portal, which helps everyone make a lot more money and helps us make great products for them.
So what was the idea behind Terrible? How did it start?
Jack and I, my co-founder, we actually had a fashion brand together, a streetwear fashion brand that was sustainable. Then he signed to a major label. He was a drummer in a band, and so we started making merchandise for his band. Once we started making merchandise for him, a lot of other artists came to us. And within about a year, he quit his band and he came to make merch with me, basically. When we got to about 80 or 90 artists, we realized that it was going to become very difficult to keep running things like little fashion brands for everyone. So we needed some technology to help us do it. We didn't have any technology. We started looking for it. There wasn't any. So we built our own. Well, we set up on the path of building our own. I make it sound short, but it was a very long road. And that helps us run artists, that helped us scale. So now we've worked with over 700 artists to date, and we've helped them with every part of their supply chain with our platform, which is called Portal. And basically, on our side, it gives us all the tools to help artists run their business effectively and more efficiently without huge human resources, which are very costly to artists. And on the artist side and their team side, they get to manage all their shows and online inventory and all their reporting in real time, and they get to do it across 3 territories. So they have like an update on their entire merchandise business at any given time, and they're able to make really informed decisions. When artists use it, they sell 5 times more, and they're like 50% more profitable on those sales as well. So it's a big game changer. So we set about to help him as an artist, and then we ended up helping a lot more, and then we wanted to help more, so we built some technology to do it, and we're here today.
Why does merchandise matter to artists and their fans?
It matters to artists because it's an extension of their brand. It's become one of the most important ways that they can make money, especially since touring has become it's become such a difficult thing for artists to make money with since COVID. Merchandise is also a way for them to be able to sustain their business and keep their fan base engaged between records or tours or anything like that. But it really is something that fans invest heavily in when it's well made, and they can do it anytime. This doesn't have to be a new record to have merchandise, and so it provides a really consistent revenue stream. It's also one part that can be really profitable for artists as long as they don't kind of give it away with advances. So, and it's important for fans because it's a way for them to, it's the first time, sometimes it's the first time that they'll invest in an artist, and that cements their relationship with them. So it becomes something physical in their lives as well. It reminds them of the artist, so it brings them back to their music at different times. It's also something that they can identify other fans with, so it helps bridge relationships and things. And it is a connection to the artist, especially if things are limited edition or they're old, they become identifiers for a fan's relationship with an artist, which is obviously a very emotional one, but it's also a financial one. They can support artists with it as well.
So what makes Terrible so unique compared to other merchandise companies?
We have our platform, first of all, which aids everything that happens in merchandise for the artist and for us. And that gives us more time to have relationships with the artists we work with. So we're able to spend time, designing thoughtful products. We're able to spend time sourcing and creating and manufacturing high quality products as well. And we're able to spend time doing the difficult things, basically. Merchandise is so complex when you're running it all on people power instead of using technology. Your time is taken up with things that are actually unimportant in the whole process. So we're unique in that we can give that time that makes merchandise valuable or special or helps build an artist brand because we built a platform that does all the hard stuff. So I think that's our unique point. I think we're a company that was started by a musician, and I worked in fashion, so we have a really unique approach to it. And we're artist focused, very much so. It's about the artist making money before anyone else.
Let's talk merch. So you've got some great examples here. Can you maybe go through some of them and what the artist maybe wanted, what their brief was, and how you delivered it?
Yeah. So this is the J. Paul Jasmine Coachella tee. J. Paul's actually like super specific about what he wants. So the instructions were incredibly clear. Like there wasn't a single detail that wasn't considered. So it had to be a black t-shirt that had this bleach pattern on it, and the jasmine image with the neon ink. It's got a lot of colors on it, and it had to be screen printed. So it couldn't be digitally printed. So we had to use, we had to be really specific about the method to get it screen printed. And he sold these online during the Coachella stream. Everything had to be branded, but essentially these are pretty bespoke t-shirts, custom dyed, screen printed, with many samples to get it right, and an exact shade of neon that matches other neons that he's used before. So Jay came with something really specific, and this was a vision that had to be realized from it. And it took, we had many goes at this before getting it right, because there was something already there that he wanted to get out. Which isn't always the case. That's not always how artists work. There's a whole collection of J. Paul t-shirts that are very specific with exact measurements of where they should rest behind things. But then, for instance, we had King Cruel. The King Cruel sliders came, like these. Jack Marshall designs everything for Archie, so the artwork is always really considered and I think quite personal in a way. So he delivers artwork, and our job is to kind of bring them to life on products. So, Archie would be like, we want sliders, and Jack would be like, here's a good design for sliders, and then we would have to realize those into products. So that, every artist has a bit of a different process. Like, Archie has a collaborator, like, it's his brother, he's an excellent artist in his own right anyway. We collaborate with Archie to bring these products to life, but via his brother, who kind of manages all that. And those are completely custom molded. They've got like a really cool texture as well, and they've also got some matching socks. So they're textured. They're not just flat. So they're pretty cool. And then obviously branded with some King Cool branding. And then what else we got? We got the Self-Esteem jackets, bomber jackets. So the brief for these ones, and they're pretty famous first of all, because everyone's probably seen them on Everyone on tour. And Rebecca's brief was 80s Madonna tour jackets. So our designers spent a lot of time researching the bomber jackets that Madonna had for every tour she did in the 80s, like possibly her coolest era. And so it was for her crew. And we actually designed this from scratch. So she knew what she knew. She wanted her logo on it, and I tore this all the time. The prioritized pleasure and the album things and the dates and when the tour was. But the rest was all us. So these are completely bespoke. So we cut these from, we designed the pattern, the shape, everything, did the quilting inside. So they also had to be affordable for her fans. It's really important for Rebecca, so they're accessible. And yeah, that's it. They're really cool bomber jackets. They look amazing. And the embroidery is really amazing as well.
Beautiful. Love it.
And
Great.
The Oban JRs jumpers. This is like a full cotton knitted sweatshirt, so there's no polyester in it. It's the Devil O jumper. He gave us the logo. He definitely didn't want to just print it on a sweatshirt. He didn't want to embroider it on a sweatshirt. He wanted it as part of the fabric, which I guess if you look at him as an artist, like fashion is really important to him, so having a high quality product is. They're very limited edition as well, and they're all cotton, so they're just, like, they'll last forever. They're cut into like a streetwear shape as well, which is really, I don't know, I think it's like a really special consideration that an artist made to get this from scratch, because it's not just a sweatshirt, it's totally bespoke knitted. We actually have a lot of Black Country New Road socks. So we have from their album, their first record, and then we have, they have a lot of those, but then we also have their Christmas socks, which in my mind, I think everyone bought two and just swapped them around so they could have one in each color, like one of each color when they were wearing them. Yeah, they sold a lot of these at Christmas time. And they do a lot of, like, they do really well with, like, art prints as well, and their t-shirts. We also have, like, the classic Black Country New Road logo on there, and then they did a Black Midi New Road live stream during the pandemic, so we got those. As well, there's a really cool scarf to go with it. They did either side of it, the football scarf, and it was for the Save the Windmill campaign. But yeah.
Beautiful.
But they went with the Black Country New Road kind of look for that, so that's what we got to make. What else have we got? Yeah, the other thing that's really special, I think, this one for Sanfa, I think it might be the first piece of merchandise he's made that wasn't a collaboration. Everything had to match these special shows, so this is a really like glossy silver. It's quite hard to achieve on screen printing. It had to be reflective slightly. Normally silver is quite dulled on screen printing, so that's something we had to do with the process. But everything had to be exactly like the rest of the show. So the stage was round, the lights were considered, the posters were black and silver. We made the tickets and the posters, so we got the poster back there. And we had tickets to match it as well, so everything belonged together.
So are there any trends that you're spotting with merchandise at the moment?
Merchandise falls a little bit behind fashion, so it has like a different cycle to how that works. So like a few years ago, pin badges were really in fashion. At the moment, I think art prints are something that are particularly, they're really popular, like having not just a poster, but an art print. Socks are really popular, and because it's summer as well, hoodies are selling well at festivals. But also embroidery, like more embroidered stuff is kind of happening right now. So instead of just printing things, artists are embroidering things, which I think is a really like lovely touch to a product, especially if it's like text based. I mean, dad caps are still going strong. But yeah, the socks specifically actually probably need to be sports socks. I should make the differentiation. So they should be like completely knitted. Like the design should be completely knitted in them. You can't just throw any socks out. They should be really cool. Yeah, I mean, football scarves are going to be popular again in like as soon as it gets cold, or if it gets cold again. But also a lot of neutrals are coming in, so there's color trends that happen. But always with merchandise, and I hate to say it, like black t-shirts always sell steadily. So long sleeves are in fashion again, despite it being a really warm summer, which it could be because people are buying long sleeves instead of hoodies because it's warmer at night now at the moment.
What advice could you give to emerging bands and artists as to the merch that they should get?
So the first thing I think generally is that you shouldn't make any merchandise until you think you can sell at least 50 units of it. If you do anything less, it won't be profitable, so you'll be spending money, and you never want to be sat on more stock than you can sell. So you got to build up to that moment. Then I think as well, when you're designing something, make sure it's thoughtful. It shouldn't always be a t-shirt as your first product. I think postcard sets, socks, scarves, maybe even silk scarves, or like playing cards. There's a lot of things you can do that would cost you the same as kind of like making 50 t-shirts or 100 t-shirts. That would be far more exciting for your fans to engage with, but it has to be a product you love, thoughtfully designed, well produced. I think for fans it's really important that the things that they spend money on are sustainable these days and good for the planet. So picking something that isn't going to be like in landfill in a few years, a high quality product with a traceable supply chain, is probably really important to fans, and it should be to you as well. Like, you should start your business on like a good solid foundation. The last kind of final piece of that is pricing it correctly. So if you want to make money from your merchandise, you have to get your margins right. So you have to know what a product costs, all the other expenses that go into it, whether you're factoring in like what the shipping is, or anything like the bags you had to buy to ship them out, and all of that needs to be factored in. Fans don't mind paying more for a high quality product that is delivered, like beautifully packaged, or even just sustainably packaged in a paper bag, or sold at a show, and then they know like there's a whole lot of effort that's gone into it. So instead of trying to like reach a price point of £20, which not even H&M does these days, like artists should be pricing their items correctly. So once they sell a third, you know, they've made their spend back, and then they're able to start profiting off of it. That's probably like the key factor. Like, they got to run it like a business from the very start, and also treat it like a business. So not giving things away, like it has a real value. And I think if they put the care and the time and the design and the thoughtfulness of the product, they actually will feel like it deserves to be sold rather than given away. So that's my advice, like for artists who are starting out.
Thanks so much to Tertia and the Terrible team for their time. Merch is a brilliant way for fans to connect with the artists they love and show their support. And for fans, it's an opportunity to express your identity and engage with the community. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to encourage me to do more features like this one. And if you work in and around music and you want me to feature you, leave a comment below. Support your favourite bands and artists, support our community, and I'll see you in the next one.